Before I tell this story, I must warn you, it is about the night I heard knocking on my apartment door at 3 a.m. Not loud. Not aggressive. Just 3 slow knocks. Knock, pause, knock, pause, knock. I froze. My heart skipped. No one visits me at that hour. No friends. No family. No deliveries. Just me. I told myself it was imagination. Night noises. Buildings creak. That happens. But the knocking continued. Slow. Deliberate. Like someone waiting for me to answer. I stayed still, listening. Silence between each knock. Too perfect. My breath quickened. I tried to convince myself it was a prank. Kids outside. Wrong address. That happens. But I live on the 5th floor. No balcony. No easy access. Someone would have to climb. Impossible. I swallowed hard. My hands trembled. I checked the time on my phone, 3:02 a.m. No messages. No calls. Good. Normal. I told myself to ignore it. If I didn't respond, it would go away. That's logic. Attention gives power to fear. The knocking stopped. Relief washed over me briefly. See? Nothing. I exhaled slowly. In. Out. In. Out. Calm. But then it started again. Knock, pause, knock, pause, knock. Same rhythm. Same place. My apartment door. I stared at it. The wooden surface looked ordinary. No movement. No cracks. Just a door. Yet the sound came from it. Someone was outside. Waiting. Watching. For those watching on YouTube or Facebook from a computer, PC, or television, please subscribe or follow the channel or page. Thank you. I stayed frozen, staring at the door. The knocking had stopped again. Silence. Too quiet. My heart pounded in my chest. I told myself it was over. Night prank. Random sound. That happens. Buildings make noises. But deep down I didn't believe it. The timing was too perfect. 3 knocks. Always 3. Slow. Deliberate. I swallowed hard. My throat felt dry. I wanted to move, to check the peephole, to see who was there. I couldn't. Fear rooted me in place. If I looked, what if I saw something? Someone? Impossible. I live on the 5th floor. No one could reach the door. Yet the knocking had been real. I heard it. Clear. Distinct. I convinced myself to breathe. In. Out. In. Out. Good. Control. Logic. Nothing dangerous. Just a sound. I slowly stood up, moving toward the door. Step. Pause. Step. Pause. My legs felt heavy. Every movement deliberate. I reached the door. My hand hovered near the knob. Cold metal. Ordinary. I hesitated. What if it knocked again? What if I opened it and something was there? Impossible thoughts. Night anxiety. That happens. I placed my hand on the knob. It felt colder than usual. I shook my head. Imagination. I turned it slowly. Locked. Good. Safety. I exhaled in relief. See? Nothing. No one. Just my mind playing tricks. I stepped back. But then I noticed something, small marks near the bottom of the door. Scratches. Thin. Fresh. My stomach twisted. No. Impossible. I hadn't seen them before. Someone had been here. Scratching. Waiting. My breath quickened. I backed away. The apartment no longer felt safe. The door remained closed, but I knew something had been on the other side. Watching. For those watching on YouTube or Facebook from a computer, PC, or television, please subscribe or follow the channel or page. Thank you. I stared at the scratches near the bottom of the door. Thin lines. Fresh. My hands trembled. No. Impossible. I hadn't noticed them before. Doors don't scratch themselves. People do. But no one could reach my apartment door. 5th floor. Locked building. No visitors. I swallowed hard. My stomach twisted. Someone had been here. While I slept. The idea sent a chill through me. I told myself it was nothing. Old marks. Wear and tear. That happens. Doors age. Surfaces get damaged. Logical explanations. But the scratches looked recent. Too clean. My heart raced. I knelt down, touching them. Cold. Rough. Real. Evidence. My breath hitched. I backed away immediately. No. I didn't want to believe it. But the marks remained. Someone had been at my door. Scratching. Waiting. I glanced around the hallway through the small gap beneath the door. Darkness. No movement. Good. Safe. I exhaled slowly. In. Out. In. Out. Calm. Logic. It's nothing. Night paranoia. That happens. The human mind exaggerates threats. But I couldn't shake the feeling. Someone had wanted in. Or wanted me to open the door. The knocking. The scratches. All connected. I stepped away, shaking my head. No. I refused to think about it. Attention gives power to fear. I turned off the hallway light and returned to bed. I told myself I would sleep. Morning would fix everything. Sunlight makes things ordinary. But deep down I knew the night wasn't over. Something had come to the door. And it might return. I lay back on the bed, heart still racing. The apartment was silent. No knocks. No sounds. Safe. Logic. But my mind refused to calm. Every creak of the floorboards, every hum of the refrigerator sounded louder, sharper, more deliberate. Ordinary noises became threats. That happens. I told myself to breathe. In. Out. In. Out. Calm. Control. Step by step. But then I heard it, a faint, almost imperceptible sound. Scraping. Soft. Near the door. My stomach dropped. No. Impossible. I froze, straining to listen. The sound stopped. Good. Silence. But my mind couldn't ignore it. I had heard it. My imagination didn't make scratching noises that sounded like fingernails on wood. Step. Pause. Step. Pause. I wanted to leave the apartment. Impossible. Doors locked. Windows closed. Safety. Boundaries. Yet the sound persisted in my memory. The feeling of being watched lingered. I exhaled slowly. In. Out. In. Out. Logic. Nothing could hurt me. But deep down, I knew someone had come to my door. Scratched at it. Waited. Possibly even watched through the peephole, if it existed. The thought made my skin crawl. I turned on the lamp beside my bed. Light. Safe. Good. Shadows disappeared. But something remained. Awareness. Presence. Something intangible. I told myself to sleep. Morning would bring clarity. Sunlight would make everything ordinary. Yet the scratches and the knocking echoed in my mind, refusing to fade. For those watching on YouTube or Facebook from a computer, PC, or television, please subscribe or follow the channel or page. Thank you. I sat up again, unable to sleep. The memory of the knocking and the scratches stayed in my mind. The apartment felt different now, quieter, heavier. I told myself it was nothing. Night paranoia. That happens. But my body refused to relax. Every few seconds I glanced toward the door. It looked ordinary. Closed. Locked. Safe. Yet the scratches at the bottom remained. Proof that something had been there. I tried to ignore it. I grabbed my phone, scrolling aimlessly just to distract my thoughts. Light from the screen filled the room. Normal. Safe. But then I heard something again. A faint sound from the hallway outside. Not knocking this time. Movement. Slow. Dragging. My heart started racing again. No. Impossible. No one should be outside at this hour. I held my breath and listened carefully. The sound came closer, then stopped directly outside my door. Silence followed. Thick and uncomfortable. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. Seconds felt like minutes. Then I heard it again. Knock, pause, knock, pause, knock. The same pattern. The same slow rhythm as before. My stomach twisted. Whoever, or whatever, was outside had returned. And it knew I was still inside. I stared at the door, frozen, waiting for the next sound. For those watching on YouTube or Facebook from a computer, PC, or television, please subscribe or follow the channel or page. Thank you. I stared at the door, unable to move. The knocking had stopped again. Silence filled the apartment, heavy and suffocating. My heart pounded so loudly I could hear it in my ears. I told myself it was over. Just a prank. Random noise. That happens. But deep down I didn't believe it. Whoever, or whatever, had knocked knew I was inside. The rhythm had been too deliberate. Too patient. I slowly stood up, forcing myself to breathe. In. Out. In. Out. Calm. Logic. Nothing dangerous. Just a door. Just wood and metal. I walked closer, each step slow and careful. Step. Pause. Step. Pause. The scratches near the bottom looked worse now. Deeper. As if something had kept scraping at the surface. My stomach twisted. I leaned forward toward the peephole. My hand trembled. I hesitated. What if someone was staring back? Impossible thought. Night anxiety. That happens. I finally looked. Darkness. The hallway lights were off. I saw nothing. Empty. My shoulders relaxed slightly. See? Nothing there. I exhaled in relief. But as I stepped back, something moved under the door. A shadow. Thin. Slow. Like fingers sliding beneath the gap. My breath caught. No. Impossible. There shouldn't be space for that. I backed away quickly, heart racing. The shadow disappeared. Silence returned. The door remained closed. Locked. Safe. Yet I knew the truth. Something had been outside. Something that wanted to come in. And it was still waiting. For those watching on YouTube or Facebook from a computer, PC, or television, please subscribe or follow the channel or page. Thank you.